Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Now today is the first day that I'm going to be starting work on my motorhome, getting it ready for resale. It's a 2005 Lunar Roadstar with 48,000 miles on the clock, but like all motorhomes, when you sell them it's nice to bring them back up to standard again. And in this case today I'm going to be replacing and renewing and upgrading the diesel heater, because the one that's in there has been running for a couple of years or more now, faultlessly. But I thought, you know, if I'm going to sell it, I've got another diesel heater. I've got a Hcalory diesel heater, one of the latest ones with Bluetooth and everything on it. I thought it would be nice to sell it with a decent upgraded heater. I also upgraded the fuel tank to a 5-gallon marine diesel tank, and it's fitted inside this lower locker here. It can be accessed from the outside and refueled from the outside very easy. This means I can use the cheaper red diesel if I want to, and it actually goes weeks before I need to refuel. We're above the heater now. This is where some cushions go, and there's a settee with storage under, and the ducting comes up here to 2 outlets. But to get to the top of the heater, all I've done is this panel that comes out, and you've got full access to the top of the heater and from the side of it for any maintenance. This is the heater I'm going to be fitting, the Hcalory diesel air heater. All the normal stuff, instructions, the fuel tank, which obviously I won't be needing, a mounting plate, all your gubbins, all the normal stuff, leads, hoses and exhausts, vents, and there's the unit itself. And these are the only parts I'll be needing. Basically I don't require the ducting. I'm in two minds whether or not to renew the pump, but I thought I'd take a look inside, as I've had heaters before which have been really grubby inside, but this one absolutely surprised me. The quality of the casting is exceptional. There's no swarf in there, there's no burrs or nothing. It's a very well made unit, very smooth, and certainly some care has been taken about it. As you can see, there's no burrs at all, and it's clean and tidy. Fan spins absolutely silently, so I'm looking forward to putting this one in. It should be a good unit. So the first job I need to do then is to get underneath the van and start to disconnect where the old heater unit is, and from here I can disconnect the air intake, the pump, the fuel line, the electrics to the pump. The actual exhaust seems to be very rusted in places, so I think I'll have to renew that. That's the electrical wiring disconnected and out of the way, and I just need to undo the 4 screws that screw down the mounting plate and hold the old unit in place. That's it, that's the old unit completely out now. I'll put this to one side and keep it for a rainy day or for spares or something. But if you compare it to the new Hcalory unit, you see they're exactly the same. So this will be a straightforward swap over. Now, one thing I want to do first of all is to reposition this lead to come out the other side, because it goes in the van like this and all the cables come down that side, so you can do it easy enough. if I just take the cover off here, you'll see it's got a sort of weatherproof grommet, and I'll just reposition it to go out the other side.
One of the new parts I'll be putting in is the mounting plate. So I compared it to the old one, and they're exactly the same. There's no difference at all. So a straight swap will be no problem at all. It should fit all the holes, and it should screw down in exactly the same place. It's bolted onto the unit and clamped down to the silicone gasket with these 4 nuts. Then it's a simple job of assembling the exhaust, the fuel line and the air intake pipe, and these are all clamped up with a Jubilee clip and held in position. Now I put these on first because I'm going through a turret plate which is a few inches deep, and I can't really get to the Jubilee clip successfully. So clamp them down nice and tight, and you know they won't come off and they won't need any attention later. So the exhaust and the pump are all ready to accept the new fittings, just a case now of getting it in place. So this is the wiring loom that comes with the heater. It's got a main socket that connects to the heater unit itself, another socket here which connects to the controller, so you can put the controller on the wall and run this to it and connect up, and also to another socket that plugs into your pump. I've got my pump outside, so I've added an additional bit of waterproofing tape around the very end where the cables go into the socket. So you only need to worry about these 3 connectors, and the whole lot is wired in. You can't possibly get it wrong because they're so individual to each part. That's a heater connector done, simply plugs in. I'm using this air intake hole to feed the cable through for the pump, and if you notice here I've brought the air intake line up with the filter on it. and then run all the way through and up to the controller. In the next job, just reconnect the existing air outlet ducting.
So there you are, that's it. The unit is now installed. Only really took me a day to change it over, taking me time. I would say it might take a bit longer if it was a full install from new, but it is a very easy job, certainly well within the ability of any average DIYer with basic tools.
And I've reconnected the fuel pipe and the electric connection to the pump, and also the main fuel line to the tank. So all that's left is to put the fuse back in and power up.
By pressing the OK button on the controller, it lights up. That's another feature that's quite handy, because in the past you've heard so much about people complaining you can't turn the display off. Well, this goes off automatically after about 15-20 seconds. So if at night time you haven't got the bright lights shining on you. So by pressing the OK button, you get the basic display, and I'm going to prime the fuel pump first, get some fuel right into the burn chamber. By pressing the up and down buttons, this will get it ready to fire up properly.
So with the fuel line primed, you can start a unit by pressing the center right hand button. This fires everything up, and after the unit has done its initial safety check, you get this icon, which is the glow plug, come on, and when the glow plug has reached temperature, the oil pump will cut in and the unit will begin to fire up. I've got it set on H1, which is the lowest setting. Now the glow plug icon has gone off and the unit is self-firing. The pump stays on, obviously, and the unit will start to begin to heat. You can increase this by pressing the up button, or decrease by the down button, but it goes up to H10, heating 10, and there's a display at the bottom.
This unit also comes with a very nice little controller, a little remote control. It's quite simple, on off and temperature up and down. And if I show you here, I'll press it down and it also corresponds on the controller. And if I wanted to turn it off, I press the off button. So it's very handy. You don't have to pair this. It comes fully set up and ready. You'd maybe hang it up next to your bedside or something to make life a lot easier for you.
It also comes with a surprisingly good manual, giving you a full layout diagram so you don't make any mistakes when it comes to fitting it. An internal diagram as well, which is handy, full parts list, an icon list, plus a lot of other relevant information.
Well, I've had to take my jumper off because it was getting a bit too hot in here. I had it set on maximum and it was blasting out the heat, but it's obviously working very, very well. Now this Hcalory unit, being as it's the latest type of diesel heater, has got several features in it. You can adjust for altitude if you want. It's got an automatic on off where you can set it for coming on and off during the day and during the week whenever you want. Again, another brilliant feature. Bluetooth, obviously most of the heaters have got Bluetooth now, so you can control it from underneath your bed covers. You can turn it on and off if you want that way.
And once you've downloaded the Bluetooth app, it's very easy to control, and you've got most of the essential controls on the app.
All in all, I'm impressed with the unit. It's the next level or upgrade of diesel heater. When I think back, the basic one that I fitted many years ago literally was on off, and that was it. You had no other control over it. The ones nowadays, and especially this one, have got very good control, and this unit has warmed our motorhome up in no time at all, and it's quite a big area to heat up. The outside temperature is about 5 degrees C today, and it's warmed it up to 15 degrees in a matter of 20 minutes, half hour. So I'm very pleased with that. As far as noise goes, I would say this is a lot quieter than the original heater. The motor and all the workings generally are a lot more smoother for whatever reason. Now, it's a Chinese diesel heater, simple as that, and they're obviously putting a lot more thought and a lot more effort into the upgraded designs and manufacture of these units to get them as good as they are, and they are good. So I would highly recommend this unit if you're in the market for one. I'd like to thank Hcalory for gifting me this. It came at just the right time really, when I was going to upgrade the van. So I thought I'd do this video to show you an exchange of unit rather than a complete install, and how easy it is. Like I said before, a day and it's done, with basic DIY tools. And that's about it really. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope there's been one or two things that have helped you and given you the confidence to do your own install. And for now folks, if you haven't already done it, consider subscribing, hit that like button, and take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.